So it's time to do a color change in your project, and you are wondering what's the best way. If you're going to have a lot of color changes, the best method that I could suggest would be to the carryover method. What that means is you will work your main color, and then when it's time to do your new color, you do the work with it, and you do not cut the yarn. You actually bring it up through and carry it to where it needs to be done. I'm going to show you what that looks like. We're going to make a little square in pink in my stitch work. So what we do is we are going to take our hook and make a single crochet, and before we pull through the last two loops, that's when we introduce our new color. Every time you're doing a stitch, it's always going through the last two loops of any of your stitch work. And then I hold, as I'm working the new color in, I tend to put my fingers on the back to kind of apply pressure so that it doesn't get too loose or too tight, that it's just the right amount of tension. I'll take my finger here and put pressure on the blue and the pink before I go in and do my next single crochet. And that's the stitch work. And we'll work 3 across here. Oh, and before we do our next color, we have to not finish the single crochet, take this yarn and push it to the side, pick up our blue and hold it with some loosish tension so that it's not too tight, and take it and pull it through the last two loops. See how there's some slack there? That allows it to not bunch or be, too tight, because it's going to pucker weird. And then we continue across. Turn our work. Now we're on the wrong side of the project, meaning we can see where all the work is. This is the side you do not want facing the front. It will be smooth here and lots of carryover here. So we'll keep working. We'll do 3 single crochets. Before I finish that last single crochet, I need to pull this yarn onto the wrong side, kind of hold it there, pick up the pink, and pull it through those last 2 loops. And then I will finish these 3 crochets in pink. And before I go to the last one, pull this over to the wrong side, pull this loosely tight. It's kind of a funny way to say that. And then single crochet after you've pulled through those last 2 loops with the new color. So we're getting our little shape here. 3 single crochets. Before you pull through the last 2, take your blue color, tuck it with your finger, pick up the pink, and pull it through. And then continue on your merry way until you're ready to color change again. Before you finish that stitch, tuck your pink, pick up your blue, and continue on as you finish that single crochet. And I hope you can see that it's going to have, all these lines across. That loose tail, you feel free to weave that in or tie a knot to, stitch work around it and then weave the ends in. But once you are done with the color, you do the same thing. You can fasten it off with a slip knot or tuck in the edges, whatever you feel will make it most secure. But then that will allow your color stitching to not come undone. And you can see that on the right side, it's almost flawless. And then on the wrong side, it's got all that carryover work.